Did you know that a significant portion of LGBTQ plus youth in Miami-Dade County experience homelessness or housing instability? Transgender youth are disproportionately affected, often due to family rejection and discrimination. These factors are often criminalized rather than addressed with care, pushing people further from stable housing.
Y'all don't have the Carolina Herrera. It's like in a clear bottle and it has like red leather wrapped around it. No.
I like it behind you. Yeah. Okay, there you go.
Well, the resources weren't affirming or safe for me because they didn't help us at fucking all. There weren't any resources for us. We literally had to get it out of the mud. So no, they weren't affirming or safe. They was like, for lack of a better term, fuck y'all. No, they didn't do shit for us. If we didn't do the things that we did, we might not be here today to tell this story. So no, they weren't safe. No, they weren't affirming. They were pieces of shit. They weren't affirming because, like I said, they didn't help us at all. They would tell us like, oh, we'll put your name on the list. We'll give you a call. To this day, I'm still waiting on a call from one of those shelters. And like I said, this was along the lines of when I was like 18, 19, 20 somewhere. I'm 40 now, and I still haven't gotten a call. So what does that tell you?
Something I would say to someone, Black trans unhoused, correct?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. You know, resilience is key. Accepting that life gon' life sometimes. You know, ain't no soft course to this shit. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, what I do, and I'm what gets me going is music. I'm a music person. Music makes me meditate and I visualize. And you know, I'm a big Jeezy fan. Jeezy is my go-to whenever I'm feeling like I gotta, you know, G up and really get my tough skin on, and I gotta figure out something. I put my Jeezy on, and it's gonna make me think about how to get through. So what I'm gonna say is definitely push through no matter what. Also, understand that trouble don't last always. It don't. As long as you keep pushing, don't ever give up. I think we have a lot of trans people who have, well, I myself have had dark days and thoughts of suicide because you could feel like life is life and a little too much. But I definitely want to encourage like them to know that trouble don't last always. Like if you hold on and ride the wave, like you'll see that you're gonna come out on the other side and things will get better. So just resilience.
Have I noticed a lack of housing programs for trans women and trans men? Absolutely. There are barely none. And if there are, I don't know about them. It's about 1 or 2 housing programs that I know of in the Miami-Fort Lauderdale area, and that's clearly not enough. 2 housing programs couldn't possibly house all the trans people that are facing homelessness. So there's definitely a lack in housing programs, and we definitely need more. There's a lot of trans people who are facing homelessness, and 2 housing programs just will not get it.
Red flags, I'll go from my experience. And my experience comes with a story. Looking back, he asked me to shower with the door open. So I just thought that like that was just normal encounter stuff that, you know, because he's someone that I had encountered before. And then I had already made claims on the room. So I was like, so where do I put my stuff? And he was like, oh no, put your stuff in my room. So I was like, okay, I'm just thinking like maybe you need to tidy it up. And it's me giving him the benefit of the doubt. And so I sat on the sofa. He was like, sit on the sofa, you don't have to rush right off to bed. So I'm like, sure. He started touching and rubbing, you know, all the bullshit that men do. And I was like, no, I'm sleepy. Come on. So that's one, peer pressure. And then you feel when you're in survival mode, you feel as if you have to do it. So you have a sense of what I call bullshit obligation. So I felt I had like bullshit obligation. Like it had been 2 days. I was bouncing from hotel to not waiting for money to hit. It was like shit was happening for me, but money was not matching up. So I needed like that Hail Mary in between. So I was in that in between. So it was like, I felt I had to do it because I just need some time. And so red flags are, look at all the red flags. Yeah, look at all the, pay close attention to all the red flags, all the signs. Like, that's the time where you tap into your gut. If your gut telling you like, nah, let it be nah. Let it be no, no, whatever it is, listen. Because it's happening. It is. Like, for him to ask me, well, why are you here? When you've made yourself vulnerable, you told him you thought he had a resource, but all in all, he just wanted some live-in ass and still wanted you to pay rent. Listen to the signs. Listen to your gut.
Community, definitely my community was always here during that time. The McKinsey Project, Transsocial. So this last time around going through homelessness, yes, community definitely to come to the McKinsey Project to grab, clothing, or coming to grab food, or all detergent, or any of those kind of essential necessities. Yes, the McKinsey Project has been that particular organization, community resource. Second part of that question, you stated, what was the second part of the question?
What
again?
does breathing while black and trans in America mean to you?
Okay. I do apologize, you're going to have to edit. Well, what it means for me, breathing while black and trans. It's kind of, in a way, very, very special and unique and magical, and but also powerful in the way of like we are showing America not only two things, that we're black and we're thriving, and that we're black and we're excellent, that we're black and but we're black and trans, so that we show America that really truly when you put your mind to doing anything and who you say you are, we are that example. Breathing while black and trans in America, black people in America already have different feats. We already have those things, but you're trans, that means that you're going against the grain. You're going against definitely America grain. And it's power, it's courage on a different level, courage of bigger than the patriarchy thing of like, I'm gonna fight for my country. We fight every day when we're visible, when we are, and we're activism. So when I think about breathing black, when we're black and trans in America, we are like Alpha and Omega. We are the beginning and the end. We are the light and the dark. We are the perseverance. So breathing black while you're black in trance, that's the higher mountain. Yeah, that's what I would say. That's the top of the top, because when you're having all of these things against you and you are trans on top of that, that's saying a mighty message, and that's saying strength and courage and power in all its form. So yeah, enjoy.
Yeah, just trusting people, poor money management, and just not having my shit in order. And just in case, like, this falls through.
And was it hard continuing your transition in Florida? Did you have more resources in the previous state than Florida?
Hell no. We only had one doctor that did gender affirming care in South Carolina. Well, really Georgia. I stayed in South Carolina, but we drove across the bridge to Savannah, which is like 30 minutes away. And I went there to go get care. Now here, they were very, like, it was easy to get like tested and things of that nature, but as far as like hormones, I think that took a while. And then me being like homeless, it just made it difficult, because they was like, I couldn't come because it was at one place, and then it was like I'm all the way over here trying to get transportation. It was a lot. Then I had all my stuff with me at that time.
So with homelessness, you had to carry all your stuff while trying to take care of yourself and get resources?
I had like a bag with like clothes, like my toiletries, my clothes, my makeup, and that was it. So yeah, it was hard. It was definitely very hard getting to and from. And then also like trying to look for a job, and then having your bag and stuff with you and trying to put it somewhere, make sure nobody don't come pick up your shit. Like, yeah.
Harm reduction to me means being trauma informed and reading the room, because everybody has a different story. And one thing, when I have a platform to speak, I use this analogy. When a person was born, and you remember the projects that we had in school where they say, what would you like to be when I grow up, when you grow up? I would like to imagine no one said, I want to be I want to engage in survival sex work. I can only imagine no one not saying, I want to, I can hope, in fact, that they did not say, well, I want to be a sex worker, or I want to be addicted to whatever the vice may be, because it's a whole list of vices out there. So for me, is reading the room, being trauma informed, and go in every encounter when you meet someone as if it's your first time ever hearing about that experience, ever. Because it allows you a moment to sit back and listen to that story without coming from a place of judgment of, oh, I heard this story before, or this sounds typical, and lumping everyone in the same box, because it's not like that.
I'm going to first touch on family rejection. The first homelessness comes from home. Your family find out that you're transgender, you want to get your hair done, you want to get your nails done, and all the while you're happy thinking about this person you're about to become, they plotting to kick your ass out. And before you know it, you have nowhere to go. Now you're kicked out and you're on the streets and you're trying to figure it out, all because you're trans. Now you have nowhere to stay. And when you don't have somewhere to stay, when you don't have a support system, when your family puts you out on those streets, that's a whole different ball game to be. That's a whole different reality of homelessness. Because most people who become homeless, they may have a family member that they can call. They may be able to call and say, hey, can I come take a shower? Can I get a hot meal? But when it was your family who rejected you, and that was your first reason of homelessness, you have nowhere to go. You have nowhere to look to. The second thing I want to say that is a barrier is employment. Employment is something that it does not come easy. And unfortunately here in Miami, Florida, everything is extra expensive. So if you don't have a job, then you're homeless. If you're not working, you have nowhere to stay. So these people get up and they go to these job interviews. They look for these resources, but they're denied because they are trans. And denial of employment is one of the leading factors in homelessness with Black trans individuals. Because again, if you're not making any money, how are you going to pay rent? How are you going to feed yourself? How are you going to even look to par to come to a job and clock in and be presentable? So if you ask me what barriers are in the way of transgender people, Black in particular, to become homelessness, it's going to be employment rejection and family rejection. Those are two of the main causes to me.
Lack of educational attainment contributes to long-term economic instability and limits access to housing. Experiences of trauma, stigma, and violence can contribute to mental health conditions and substance use, especially in the absence of affirming care or support network. Despite these shifts, affordability remains a concern. The median home price in Miami is approximately $590,000, marking a 2.4% increase over the past year.